Today I'm speaking with Mr. Tony Sage, Executive Chairman of Cape Lambert Resources, around two major announcements from the company. Tony, thanks for your time today.
No problem.
Cape Lambert recently announced that it had reached a settlement with the ATO regarding a $96 million notice of amended assessment. What does the ATO settlement mean for the company?
Fantastic result. It's been a huge overhang for the company for the last 2.5 years, and to have that resolved, the company can now move forward to what it does best.
Cape Lambert was potentially exposed to a $79 million liability to the ATO, which has now been settled with a final net payment of approximately $2.4 million. Could you please explain the process by which both parties arrived at this decision?
Yeah, look, it's been a long process. I mean, 2.5 years ago we got the amended assessment. So obviously in that time we've been negotiating with the Australian Taxation Office. It's taken a long time to do it, but I think the final nail in the coffin was when we resolved the issue with MCC, and we got a settlement from them which was greatly different to what the assessment was back in 2009. So that, I think, precipitated the mediation talks that took place in the last 2 weeks.
When will this final payment to the ATO be made?
We signed the settlement deed today. They will then issue us an amended assessment, and we have 42 days after that amended assessment is issued to pay.
What will be Cape Lambert's financial position post-payment?
We'll be in a fantastic financial position. We'll have $65 million cash in the bank with no liabilities.
What are Cape Lambert's plans going forward from an operations perspective?
Well, we have several projects already within the group. We have gold in Brazil, for example. We have gold in Côte d'Ivoire. We have lithium in Austria, and we have uranium and base metals in Argentina. Because of the difficulties we've had with the Taxation Office and the MCC not coming in, now we've got cash, we can start to progress those projects as well as look at other projects.
Cape Lambert now has a healthy cash balance, Tony. What kind of acquisitions and investments is Cape Lambert looking for?
Look, we've kept our whole projects team intact throughout the whole process over the last 2 years. We've been offered and looked at several opportunities across the spectrum of commodities. So now we are going out and looking specifically for what the buyers want. So at the moment, the flavours of the month are graphite, lithium, etc. Have we got any of those assets? Yes, we have in our portfolio to look at, and now we will go out, and with the cash in the bank now, we'll go out with a more positive attitude in acquiring some assets.
Cape Lambert recently announced that it had reached a settlement with the Metallurgical Corporation of China. Tony, how much was settled, and what does this settlement mean for the company?
$51.6 million was the settlement amount. We get certainty in our cash position by having that money in the bank account. It saves us management time, not worrying about it, and obviously legal costs when it would have had to go to trial. But most importantly, we managed to work with the Chinese government, in this case MCC as an SOE, and what was the testing time with our relationship with that has now smoothed over, and they actually want us to help them move forward with anything to do with the production of iron ore out of Cape Lambert.
When does Cape Lambert hope to receive this payment?
The payment for the MCC settlement was received last week.
How will shareholders benefit from this settlement, and when will a decision regarding a return to shareholders be made?
Our policy has always been to return excess capital to shareholders. We have excess capital now to our requirements, so we will be paying a dividend. The management now is just awaiting a decision on the franking credit in our portfolio. Once that's decided, we'll announce a dividend immediately. I don't envisage that taking longer than a week.
Tony, what catalyst should investors be looking out for over the next 6 months?
Well, obviously the first one is the dividend announcement within the next week. After that is our Marampa investment. We are ratcheting up to get our mining licence approved, and that should happen. That should happen in the next 3 months. The next step after that is a couple of our smaller assets in our portfolio. A major one of that is our lithium asset in Austria. That'll be listed on the alternative investment market in London, and that's going to be a big fillip for the shareholders of Cape Lambert because we own over 30% of that company. So they're the first three things. We also have looking very closely at Exxaro, who hopefully will start producing from the Mayoko mine, and that will put our royalty in play for that asset.
Tony, thanks very much for your time today.
No problem, thank you.